That was their 5-second timer right there.
It never fails with my phone. On these videos. Paul here from Jackal Tactical. I want to welcome you to Aftermath episode 2. We're going to discuss things that happened in Otherworld Milsim's Apocalypse 7. Seven. What was that? Two weeks ago now? 2 weeks ago?
We're about 2 weeks out right now.
I finally thawed out from the event. It's probably one of the coldest I've been a part of, so.
Yeah.
Heated gloves for the win. Everyone gave me shit about the heated gloves, but they saved me.
Lucky.
You guys were running around and playing, though. I was just, walking around, so I would hope you guys would be a little warmer. Have some guests here today. If you guys want to introduce yourselves and what you did at the game or how you're affiliated with Jackal Tactical, that'd be pretty awesome. If you could do that for me. Start with you, Greg.
Oh, I'm Greg. I put in some time here at Jackal Tactical, building high kappas, help set up events, and do some vending at other events with Paul, and do some of the video work. So I'll have plenty of time staring at all you ugly fucks while I edit this.
Yeah.
You want to edit that out?
Maybe. We'll see.
I'm Frank Dad. You obviously know me already. I run a YouTube channel called Frank Dad. I have an Instagram called FrankDad_Airsoft because someone already took Frank Dad.
Which is fucking strange.
I know.
There's a lot of them out there.
I don't know. I just took Frank Dad Airsoft.
All right.
I was a sniper on the Pats at Operation Apocalypse 7, and also for Jackal, I just help out around the shop, just because it gets me out of the house at least. So that's me. Tyler?
Yeah, I'm Tyler, aka Sprout. I just come here because I like to buy stuff. But yeah, I'm here today. I was on the Patriots. The nighttime was awesome, and I'm pretty excited to talk about the night.
Yeah, okay. Nights, everyone always looks forward to night play. I mean, we started doing night play at some of our other events. A lot of people were against it. You have to understand that like a small percentage of us have night vision. So a lot of people were against it, but then when people actually try it out, you realize you can actually be pretty successful at night without night vision. So
Yeah.
I'm Corey. I'm a tech here at Jackal, and I was playing sniper on the Federation.
yeah, you're outnumbered right now a little bit.
Outnumbered, yeah.
3-1. That's what it felt like at the game too.
That's what it felt like at the game too.
I actually got
That's
a
how the
nice
score
firefight
was,
with
too.
Corey while we were playing.
Yeah.
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 I was poking
All the way
up
across
over
the
the
clearing.
ship. I had just my head and my GoPro poking over, and I was telling Nate every time you turned away. So that's how he knew to pop out at you.
Well, I saw Corey in a really good fight. I was on the open field, like out of gameplay where the cargo field was, and Corey was behind a little cover there, and he was shooting all the way across the other field. I mean, was out.
That was
I was at them guys. I mean, that was pretty. Watched that for a good probably 15 minutes till Corey finally died. But it was funny because he kept saying, "You're not far enough. You're not shooting." And it was funny because the BBs were dropping like 10 to 15 foot short of Corey like every time. So
I mean, that just goes to show you though, all these times when people are screaming about people not calling their hits, from where we were sitting at that point, if you hadn't yelled at us that we were cutting short, we thought we were missing, and they were making range though.
Yeah.
we see that all the time at these events. I mean, I think I did 30 events now or something like that, and you hear it all the time. The person's not calling her hits, and 99% of the time we go look, their shots are either falling super short or they're shooting super high. They're like not hitting the person. So I do believe that there's not as many cheaters in airsoft out there as a lot of people believe there are. A lot of times, I can only tell you this: get a better gun or something. We have them here. Stop in.
Yeah, we'll build it for you.
Yeah, you will build it.
One of us.
People always ask me the questions. I got to be the middleman, but one of you two will do it. I just use them. So, yeah. That's before we get too into it. Talk about some other events coming up. I have Downfall. That's my airsoft game. That's the one we call our airsoft. That's like an all ages type game. This will be Downfall 9 this year. And it is May 6th and 7th. So we do unlimited tickets for this event. So there's no sellout or anything like that. I think we're at about already 140 ticket sales.
Okay.
Somewhere around that for Downfall.
Now, are you still doing high caps allowed for that one?
Yeah, we're still doing high caps. The only major change for Downfall this year is we are no longer allowing everyone to use full auto. We made it that SMGs and LMGs only for full auto. It just gets a little crazy at Downfall with, usually that event is like a 350 to 500 player event. Okay. The non-stop full auto with a world of HPA getting as big as it's getting in airsoft just became a little bit overwhelming for me running the games. So I decided to make the call this year. Probably upset some people that they can't run their HPA gun at 30 to 40 rounds a second, where you pull the trigger 4 times, or I shoot like hundreds of rounds a second. But this way, I think it'll make it more playable, lower the FPS a little bit for the SMGs, and not make it that that everything's non-stop full auto.
I was going to actually ask you about SMGs. What's that's kind of new to your games.
Yeah, I'll never do it at a Milsim game. I'm going to be honest with you. People ask all the time. I was at a game once where they did that, and we got shredded pretty bad from an SMG at point blank indoors. Was not a fan of it. It actually kind of ruined the fun for me personally a little bit. So probably will never do it at my Milsim games unless we get a facility that it makes sense at. But yeah, for Downfall, a little different. It's a little different.
So it's like full auto, and it has to be an SMG gun, and it's going to be what, like 1 joule or under? Or
I don't remember what the actual. I have to look at the rules. What the actual. Right. It's on the website.
But it's reduced joules.
I think the SMGs were slightly reduced. It wasn't like drastically reduced.
Okay.
Because we are still playing outdoor. It's not an indoor game,
Yeah.
So it's still an outdoor game.
Is there a minimum engagement on that, or only for full auto, or?
I think it was 10 feet.
10.
Yeah.
What about reload on the field at Downfall?
At Downfall, we're still allowing reloads on the field.
Okay.
We are going to try to start with an Op4 style group in the castle for the beginning of the game. Nice. That way, the first team that whoever has the quickest guy on the field takes the castle and holds it the rest of the game. It ain't going to be like that. We're going to make it that from the start of the game, both teams would have to fight for the castle.
Okay.
So that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
It's my last attempt at making that castle playable. I mean, we've eliminated bleed outs. We've eliminated a whole bunch of stuff to try to make it more playable. I mean, the bottom line is that EMR, it's tough. It's a paintball field. It's designed for paintball. It'd be nice if there'd be some more cover around that castle to get people there, get them closer. But a little plastic barrel for 100 guys charging the castle isn't enough cover. So that's why we're going to try the Op4 thing. So after Downfall, then we have our new event this year, Operation Draco. That is at GTI in South Carolina.
I'm excited for that.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully our player base will show up, our normal player base. I know it's a long drive for some people. I mean, 9 hours for us here, and a lot of the people from New York, probably 12, 13, 14 hours. But this game is June 10th and 11th. Like I said, it's at GTI, South Carolina. If you don't know what GTI is, it was a decommissioned nuclear power plant. I went and, I don't know if you saw the videos, but I did check the facility out a couple weeks ago. Me and my wife went, and it's pretty intense there. Kind of creepy, too, if you're into that kind of thing. So, I actually did some finalizing with the owners and stuff this week. So now I can actually officially make the map for the event, and registration will be opening probably any day now as well. So 200 to 250 total players of that game, which is very low considering the fact most producers do 600, 700, 800 players there. We didn't want to do that. I want you to have a chance to sneak around, have a lot of fun.
That's going to be an awesome event.
So, yep. I don't know if you can see it, the posters in the background there. Draco.
And what about LMGs on the roofs?
They don't allow anyone on the roofs anymore.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
Now, there's a couple like landing areas you can come out of doors outside that are second, third, fourth story high, but they don't allow anyone on the roofs anymore. There's no actual railing on the rooftops. You know, they say other producers will put like caution tape up, but they said it still became a huge worry for them when you have 100 guys on a roof shooting off the roof.
Yeah.
This way, honestly, I think it's better for us because now you're not going to have an LMG on the rooftop and no one ever being able to get to the buildings because that LMG's on the rooftop.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Tyler, you run an LMG, right? So you run the Crytek
I
LMG,
have the
but
Crytek
without
LMG, but I just use M4 Max.
without the LMG part.
Yeah.
It is too heavy, and then you have this guy modding mags. Now we're holding 7,000 rounds in them, so it makes it a lot heavier. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I put 6,000 rounds in that thing. I was worried it was going to.
The mag was gonna break.
I was worried it was going to break off the gun.
Running 3.2s though too.
Well, yeah, I was running 3.
Did you have zip ties? Should have zip tied that shit to the gun.
You know, I did have zip ties.
Yeah.
I should have.
All right, then possibly my last event for the year then would be Wishwell, which would be in October. Oh no, I missed Night Sky.
Yeah.
Shit. Night Sky, August 26th, 2023. Forgot about that. That's usually a big event. It's also at EMR Event Park. It's our 12-hour straight game, noon to midnight. Usually that game's numbers are 3 to 350 players. I was told the game would never work, by the way.
It's my favorite game of the year, though.
I was told it would never work. All pro producers don't do the games like this. It'll never work.
It's my first event and I fell in love with Milsim.
Because of Night Sky.
The squad base and sticking together, that's the best part.
Yeah, there's always some that don't stick together. We're trying our best to not allow that anymore at all. I mean, I probably at Apocalypse, I probably told 4 or 5 guys, like, where's your squad? They're out playing the Rambo or the Terminator or the John Wick, whatever you want to call them, but yeah, John Wick. New John Wick's pretty awesome. See the Pit Viper, Terran Tactical, makes me want to get one.
That's
But
sexy.
yeah. Then, here we go, back in October, Wishwell. For those of you that are just strictly into Airsoft or Milsim, the game is probably not for you. It's we call it survival RPG. It's more of a LARP than it is an Airsoft game, which was a lot of fun last year. I think everyone here was at that event, so...
It was awesome. I can't say enough good stuff about that game.
Tyler had a bow and arrow.
And that hurt.
He almost... See, I hang to the left, and you shot me in the right side, so I was safe.
Now I know. You gave me the shit.
But yeah, so... Yeah, Wishwell, I mean, if you're... the date, I don't remember it off the top of my head for Wishwell.
I couldn't remember either, so...
Yeah, I'll have to look. Well, it'll be posted.
I think it was the 15th or the 16th last year.
Yeah. For those of you that were at Wishwell, we're gonna do some major rule changes, so don't get too excited about using your brand new rifle because it's probably not gonna be allowed at the event. So
And when he says LARP, it's not dorky. Like, I mean, I like dork stuff, but it was not dorky. It was zombies, military criminals. It was pretty intense the whole time. I'd definitely check it out.
yeah,
Night
it
Sky.
was a lot of fun. Huh?
The Night Sky.
About the Night Sky faction.
I think
I enjoyed that.
the lack of ammo and the lower usage of the airsoft guns forces the players to think a little bit more about what they're doing and what their actual goals are for the game. And I think it makes for a much more interesting game because it's not just straight battle.
It was unfortunate we had some asshats loading their mags out in the parking lots and stuff at the event, but
Yeah.
yeah. I just think it's kind of sad coming to an event like that and like
It's the spirit of the game.
I mean, cheating sucks no matter what in airsoft, but like when you come to an event that's like everyone's there for a different kind of purpose other than winning and losing, and you gotta cheat at something like that, it's kind of a little overwhelming to me. But we won't call anybody out, but you know who you were. You know who you were. You're probably not gonna watch this video either, but you know who you were.
I wasn't too hard to bribe for BBs. I mean, snacks, grenades.
I know you were giving too many out. I have to like tell you, like, dude, people are coming with giant handfuls of BBs.
It gave me a grenade.
Yeah. I was bribed for a grenade and instantly pulled the pin and threw it and killed Mo with it.
That's awesome.
So, as far as Jackal Tactical on the other side, we will be at some other events coming up here soon. Vending. We'll be at the Big House Milsim
Is that Syndicate 3?
Syndicate 3 Crescent, PA, the 14th and 15th, I think, of April. That is. I will also, well, I should say Jackal will be at Bad Blood this year again as well. We've been vending that event now for the last like 5 years. Good turnouts at that event. And there are some other things I don't want to say too much that I'm kind of in the works with other events for me to host. I just don't want to say things and then they don't happen. So we'll just keep them hush hush for now. But possibly, if not this year, next year, we might be increasing to like 8 or 9 events a year. So, another thing we wanted to talk about was the social media stuff. I know Frankie went all in with his Frank Dad stuff, and you know we have some other people here that do social media stuff. Honestly, I suck at it. I'm trying to get better. If it wouldn't be for Corey sharing a whole bunch of stuff now, being here full time teching, we wouldn't get half the stuff posted on social media. So I appreciate Corey for that. But you know, follow Jackal Tactical Airsoft on Instagram, Facebook, and now on YouTube. That's where this video is going to be at. And also Otherworld Productions, Other_World_ Productions. We got our Otherworld Milsim Instagram hacked a couple years ago, lost a couple thousand followers. Kind of sucks. Can't get it back, so please follow us on the Otherworld production page. And then Corey, yours is Corey
Jackal Tactical. Corey.
Jackal Tactical, one word.
Underscore.
Okay. Jackal_Tactical_. Corey, he's our tech. He will answer some questions. Keep in mind, teching is not for free. Teching questions are not for free because Corey works really hard in here to work on your guns. We'll gladly bring them in, we'll fix them. We'll build. I mean, we did like 30 some HPA builds in the last 30 some days. Like we'll build you whatever you want. So
wait, that's only KWAs.
Tyler, you have some social media as well. You said you're gonna start getting into some videos and stuff too.
Yeah, especially if you come to like ambush and Conestoga. I've been taking a crap load of pictures, and that's BB_slinging_sprout. Good luck finding it.
Yeah, we'll put it in the we'll put everyone's socials. We'll put everyone's socials and stuff in the description.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Maybe Greg can do some cool editing stuff. Can you put what he just said right here, Greg?
Future this way. No, other way. There we go.
Now I have to
Right above.
Bring it around.
I wanted to follow my hands while I'm doing that.
We'll try.
You'll try. And then Greg, your
Evil Adventures on YouTube and 4e.wookie on Instagram.
yeah. You know what? When I try to tag people on the posts and stuff, I can never find your shit ever. It is like it's for me. It's almost impossible.
I think it's because he might be shadow banned.
Why would I be shadow
Well,
banned?
I don't know. Instagram does weird stuff that like sometimes I can't find your tag. I can't find his tag. It's weird stuff.
They've been starting to take off like some of my posted people just like with their guns.
Yeah.
So it's great.
I believe it. I mean, obviously for different reasons. On my airsoft team, Deathwatch Milsim, we at one time had like 60 videos on YouTube. I think there's like 3 on there now. They like, took everything off all those years. Like I just wish maybe I could have them, even though I can't post them because I mean some of them are some pretty awesome videos that we've been at a lot different locations over the last 15 years. So
Can you get onto the channel and view it all?
I don't know.
If you could, they might not be public, but they might still be there.
Still be there.
Yeah.
Check that out.
I don't know for sure.
Like I said, I don't know crap about social media. It wasn't mine. We also want to bring up Alicia Rivera Photography.
Yeah.
Alicia's been taking photos at my events and some other events for a long time. Unlike most airsoft photographers, these pictures are not staged pictures. She is in the shit, getting the pictures. They're actually legit people playing airsoft, not like some of these other teams that sit there in the background and take cool pictures at walls and do fake smoke grenade throws and shit like that. Alicia doesn't do that.
I fake posted for one of hers.
Did you?
I did. I was dead.
You were dead. Were you faking dead, or you were dead?
No, I was dead, and I fake posed, and then I realized after the picture that I forgot to take my dead rag off, so I'm very blatantly dead and trying to shoot in the picture. It's
So
not
you look like a cheater.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Okay, fair enough. But anyway, look her up. Alicia Rivera Airsoft is actually, I said photography earlier, but her airsoft page, Alicia Rivera Airsoft. Amazing pictures. Please, if you do use any of her pictures from my events or from Jackal, just at least give her a share or whatever in it. She doesn't block the pictures if you can't use them. So
Yeah, it would be nice to, buy them so that you get them without the watermark and still, throw over the money and then throw over the plug also.
yeah, I mean it's
Yeah. I think it's a little cheesy when people share the ones that still have the watermark on them because it means they're not.
the one time
$100.
the one time we saw one where it's like someone literally went in there like in like Photoshop or something and tried to remove pieces, like they like drew with color and you could see it to remove like the watermark. Instead of paying, I think she was like, I want to say the picture was like $2 or something. They went there and probably spent an hour in Paint or Photoshop or something trying to remove the watermark for $2. Like, please, if you feel gonna do that, just contact me. I'll give you the $2 to get the picture. All right, yeah, and then like I said, we're Jackal Tactical. Otherworld Productions is a Jackal Tactical company. They are technically one and the same, but also different, if that makes sense. Come to Jackal Tactical. We have 2 locations. One here in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, 729 Walnut Street, Lebanon, PA. If you can sort of see from the background of the photo, we have probably about 250 rifles right now in stock and tons of other gear. We have new accounts all the time. We just set up a new account with Shellback Tactical, HK Army. We just got whole huge stocks of Warhead motors. We have a lot of new accounts and stuff like that, so please come and check us out. We also have another location at 91 Hilltop Drive. That is in Conestoga, PA at Ambush Adventure Park. We're only there during walk-on days, but we have a store there as well. And if you want to see some of the biggest numbers for airsoft in the country for open play, come to Ambush. On average 300 to 500 players, which you're probably not going to believe me if you haven't been there, but it is true. I think after Christmas last year, 551 players day after Christmas.
Close to that.
So it's pretty impressive.
Can I say something about your shop?
Yeah, man.
Like I said, I'm a patron here. I just try to come as much like paychecks will allow me, but my
Or the woman will allow you.
yeah, Trish don't control me. Anyway, don't watch this. Trish.
Don't watch this, Trish. We're not tagging you in this, I promise.
No, I mean, I didn't know Paul at all. Second time I was ever in here. First time was great. Obviously, I came back. Second time, like, I wanted a pistol. I had to find the right one because I have little girl hands. And Paul stayed like an hour after. Just I got to try every single pistol, and he was really great. And he said, don't buy this one. Like, he was very honest, and he's just a great guy. I'm not saying that for him. I'm saying it for you guys. He's a great guy. You should definitely try his place out.
I appreciate it. The one I probably told you to buy was probably an APS pistol.
I was gonna say, which one did you want? Which one did you land on?
Well, I got the Novridge SSP18.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
nice.
I like it. Hasn't failed.
Yeah, we've strayed people away from the APS pistols quite often. That's why we don't have a lot anymore, because I'm pretty sure it's one that you were talking about that time, that whole upside down CO2 thing. That seal never lasts long. Or
And the Desert Eagles, you were like, yeah, they look cool, but they're heavy as hell.
yeah, why do you want to carry a giant pistol around to shoot the same size BB as everybody else?
To compensate.
For your little hands.
That's what I do.
You would have had to use 2 hands to use the Desert Eagle.
That thing needs to shoot a BB the size of a paintball to be worth it.
Yeah. So, but thanks, Tyler. Yeah, so we'll get into talking about Apocalypse now. I mean, that's why we're here tonight. So, it's asked here in the paperwork for me is how Apocalypse got started. And I probably have told this story a million times for some people, but I will tell it again. So,
I figured it was a good idea.
yeah, I mean, Apocalypse actually was started. We did my sister-in-law had stage 4 lymphoma, and at the time was playing an Ambush, sponsor team and stuff, and I thought it'd be a good idea to try to organize something to raise money. And it worked out good. We had like 200 players at Ambush, which was really good. We raised a lot of money. A lot of people were super generous. It was awesome. It was an awesome feeling. And I realized after that event I was actually good at it. You know, people all message all the time like, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. So did a couple games at Ambush. Apocalypse 1, 2, 2.5, and 3 were at Ambush. We actually did 4.
You did
This
a
was
2.5?
this was actually
Yeah.
technically this was the 8th Apocalypse game this year, but number wise it was the 7th. But did a couple games for Ambush and stuff, and then when I branded into Otherworld, I went around trying to get advice. You know, I met some people over the years. I won't call out any companies in particular. But, you know, I went to these major event producers that I met and knew and asked for advice, and they all told me it was a waste of my time and money. They told me, you'll never have more than 50 people at a paintball field for a Milsim event ever. So pretty much just, and I mean, they all did. No one was like, oh, just do it and try it out. They were all kind of shitty about it. So for you guys now, I mean, we had 365 people at Skirmish when you told me I wouldn't have more than 50 there. So I think I won that battle.
I'd say so.
Yeah, so, but yeah, that's pretty much how Apocalypse started though, was for my sister-in-law. She's great now, by the way. I mean, she survived stage 4 cancer.
That's impressive.
Yeah, she did really well with it, and you know, it was a couple years back now, but yeah, that's how it all started. That's how me producing games all started. So,
Nice.
and then eventually things happened at Ambush where it didn't work out there anymore. So that's when we moved to bigger fields and stuff like that. So,
Okay. So conceptually, how did you come up with the format for Apocalypse and the storyline and what was going to go on?
so
during
all
it?
my games. So the storyline is actually. I know we touched base with this as well before, but my best friend actually passed away of cancer a couple of years ago. His name was Andy Pete. He's actually a published author. I asked him originally for help in writing the stories, not just for Apocalypse, but for my events. I gave him like an outline, you know, and he filled in the gaps. Second American Civil War. The scary thing about it is the story that me and him wrote together is a lot of that shit's is almost true these days, and that thing we wrote that like 10 years ago now, so it's kind of like almost like we got a little bit of look into the future, but yeah, I mean, if you ever want to, the stories are great. I know we've talked about a couple times about actually filming it into a movie. I think it's good enough to make a little short film out of the intros, but if you want to read them, they are on otherworldmilsim.com. The intros to our game and the start of the Second American Civil War, which is the Federation of America versus the Patriots. So that's pretty much where that came from.
Nice.
So
That's cool.
yeah, it was nice having someone like Andy who was like very smart and like he could tell a story. You know, playing D&D with him for forever and stuff, like he could tell a story. So having someone like of his capability to be like, Andy, I just want this to sound awesome. What could you do? Like, I want this to be like this and this be like this. Like, I got you. And a day later, it comes with this amazing, like 6-7 page story.
Nice.
You know, was pretty awesome. So, but yeah.
So just asking out of curiosity, that where do you plan on moving this company and the story into the future? Like, let's just say the next Apocalypse game and the next Night Sky game.
Well, they're still gonna. So basically, the theory behind my games that they all take place like this. Like Apocalypse 7 is, in my mind, is theoretically like 7 hours into the war. You know, Night Sky, we call it day whatever because we consider it's like the next day into the war. So theoretically, as my games go on, we're only 7 days into the war.
Oh,
The only exception is Wishwell. We push Wishwell into the future because, you know, obviously the story of Wishwell is a lot different than.
Does Downfall fall in the timeline? Or is that just
It's still the same war, but like there's no real like story for
Okay.
it, you know. Not like the Milsim games where we try to follow that story. So, and we're trying to, you know, not to keep talking about Wishwell, but like Dude,
It was awesome.
It's just
It's too awesome not to talk about.
It's just crazy because like everywhere we go in airsoft, people that were there, that's all they want to fucking talk about is Wishwell. And like, believe me, I really wish I could just sit here every day and work on Wishwell. We got a lot of other events and stuff too, but yeah, like in Wishwell, it was a lot more story driven with like characters and stuff and NPCs. And I'm actually, you know, maybe not this year, but I want to start maybe incorporating a little bit more of that into other games with actually like cast members and stuff and getting more involved with doing objective with a cast member or something like that. You know, plus it helps keep the players on their toes. Like if I'm a cast member and I see a group of people just sitting there doing nothing in a building, I could be like pick them up and be like, I need you to help me do this or help me find this or whatever.
You know what? I do remember you tried doing that during Apocalypse 3, I believe, or 2.5.
With some story stuff.
Yeah, like there was a Frago mission down in below the railroad tracks, like escort this one guy and kill the Alp 4 or something like that. Like that was a long time ago.
Yeah. I'm glad you remember Apocalypse 3.
Well, the only reason why I remember is because I bought a Marusha FN57 for like stupid cheap off someone, racked it, put it in my holster, dropped it in the woods, never found it. And then immediately after that was the Frago mission, so.
I remember the first Apocalypse game, we went like really crazy with like props. Like I remember I spent like 6 months, all my lunch breaks and stuff at my job building props. Staying after work. I mean, we had fake doors put up, or fake walls put up over doors. Like we made it look like brick walls and stone walls, but they actually had to take a battering ram and smash the walls down and stuff like that. As cool as that was, all that work for a one-time use wasn't that cool. Wasn't that cool? But we even did. I remember we made a prison at Ambush, and we made a fake window with bars on. And they had to rescue the one guy, and we hooked the tank up to it and had to pull the window out of the actual prison to rescue the people out of the prison and stuff like that. It was pretty cool, but like I said, it was, yeah.
You made that one time use, didn't you?
Yeah, that was.
So you didn't have Corey at that point. He could have made it so you could repeat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, make it that my stone walls automatically go back together after they've been broken down.
He's a wizard.
He was the wizard. Are we ever going to see that in Otherworld Milsim events going forward?
Like what, the extra prop stuff?
Like the destructible doors and walls and
I mean, once again, it's all going to depend on where the event is and what's going on or what we're doing with it. I mean, it's hard to take some of these things, like, you know, EMR, we do a bunch of cool props and stuff at EMR. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen the big drone, and we made that years ago. We still get a lot of use out of that giant drone that was made. But it just depends. Like, some of these events are really far away. It's harder to take, you know, vehicles full of all these props and stuff. And actually a lot of people don't like the props. And, you know, and I know as weird as that sounds, there are a lot of people that just like the gameplay. They want to play. They don't want there to be nonstop props. And so, I mean, we try to do a little bit of both. But
Well, yeah, that's why you have different squads, though. You got your assault squads to just go fight, and then you got the recon and the demo and snipers.
yeah, and as far as I know, I've never seen any other producer do those kind of things with the different squads like that. Like, it's something we did early on at our Milsim style games. And we actually, the intelligence squad, I think they're going to be in for a treat if we ever, you know, get those props with the intelligence squad. I think that's going to be pretty awesome.
Data tag collection.
Yeah. Instead of taking, the goal is instead of sending intelligence out with a list of pictures, you will take a case out with you that the data tag, you touch a data tag to it and it gives you credit for a score. So we would hide these data tags and other props or give them to squad leaders or commanders or whatever. And that would be your gathering of intel, would be finding these areas to register that data tag from the data tag. So I mean, that's the thing, like, we're going to put all that time, effort, and money into that for one squad to pretty much benefit from it. You know what I mean? It's the same with, like, we always do something special with the recon squads, but recons are usually the first to go. I mean, recon gets to start early. They're the ones that have to gather cases, return them, and stuff like that. Or, you know, so, like, we try to do these specialty squads to give these extra benefits. and that's why most of the specialty squads are usually the first things gone. Sniper teams are usually the first, recon's the second, and then followed usually by demolition and intelligence. So
I've never actually gotten to play on a special squad before. We always just take assault.
yeah.
We have.
Well, yeah, I know you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I would play assault if I was registering my team and my games.
Yeah.
That's what I would want to do.
I mean, we have a blast. I'm not saying.
I don't want to deal.
with
I don't want to deal with that extra stuff. I just want to go be the door kicker, run in full speed, and fight everybody. That's what I want to do.
Let's be fair. You and I aren't really running full speed much anymore.
Well, in my mind, I think I'm running full speed, and then everyone runs past me, and I'm like, damn.
Okay, so it's full speed for us.
Yeah, it's my full speed. It's my full speed.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about this year's apocalypse, and like I wanted to hear like, maybe like a favorite moment from everyone that you had at the event, and then we'll start with you, Frankie. How?
Well, I guess probably my favorite moment after Lebanon City Fire Department goes by.
Yes, we do. The store is located like real close to the hospital, so we hear this like all the time. There's also accidents like right there at the corner, like once a week. The cops actually were hitting our Ring doorbell today, asking if we had footage of the accident the other day on the street. But yeah. But anyway, go ahead, Frankie.
Well, you're gonna be busy. So anyway, yeah, probably favorite moment. Start of the game. Start the team start early, and me and my spotter, we basically went around the boundary on the outside, or on the outside of the town and stuff like that, and we basically held like 2 squads full people. Like after initial game start, we were in position. We held 2 full squads till a couple of assault squads came in and started holding that more. So I mean, like we did a lot of work with just me and one other guy. So I love that.
Defensive position, man. You can do that. It's like having high ground in Star Wars, man. We know how that goes.
Yeah.
You gonna have footage of it?
Probably. That was right at the start of the game. So my scope cam was working, my head cam was working. So that's definitely only get put on the channel eventually. It's just right now I got a backlog because I just finished up the Rev series. I just gotta get videos pumped out at this point.
I haven't even downloaded my footage onto my PC yet.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
I took my cameras, but I never turned them on.
No.
Not even for the helicopter?
Not even for the helicopter.
Oh, I did let the brothers Graham that they were on the Wishwell podcast. We keep talking about Wishwell, the Wishwell podcast. That I let them borrow my micro gun. So
And I think they had cameras actually too, so maybe they'll have some good footage. We actually, my wife, for the helicopter, for those of you who don't know, we did have about 60 participants in a helicopter assault. You could fly in a helicopter, about a 10-minute flight, shoot out at people. For those who think you can't hit anybody, I got lit up in the back of the head by the brothers Graham.
Sorry.
So from Frankie's micro gun. But yeah, I mean, helicopter assault's pretty awesome. If you didn't get a chance to do it, I recommend doing it. I mean, we have people this year, I think one guy paid and did it 3 times this year because he loved it so much. Like it's a different experience. If you never did it in airsoft, shooting out of a helicopter is pretty fun. And this year, like they let people like sort of hang out a little bit of the seats this year, where last year they didn't do that. Like they had people like legs hanging out this year, where they didn't let us do that last year. So
speaking of the helicopter, I think I came up to you during the game. I was like walking back. I was like, I got shot in the back for $70. Well, I mean, it's worth it if you're going to do the helicopter. It's a lot. It's really worth it.
I'm the one that shot you from the
Oh,
helicopter.
he said you didn't call it though.
I
But
called
They
it.
called it, yeah. And then every time the helicopter looped around, they just stayed right tight to the barricade on the opposite side. I was trying to get you again.
well, I thought it was funny. Like every time you see the helicopter coming, like a lot of people think there's no way they're gonna hit them. Like we kept seeing people at the container field just like stand there. I'm thinking, why wouldn't you quickly like run inside the container just in case? No, they just stood there, and you're hearing people with a support weapon just spraying the building, in the helicopter. It's like, but
Well, I just figured I was definitely one of those idiots that wasn't ducking into anything. But I figured, you know what? Fuck it. They paid $70 to be up there. I might give them something to shoot at.
yeah. Did you get hit at all from the helicopter?
I didn't either.
The only people kept shooting near me. The only time I did was the brothers Graham.
In fact, I think you were standing next to me when you got shot.
Okay.
and I didn't catch a thing.
All right.
Right.
All right, Greg, you want to tell us about some highlights you had from the game?
Well, I think my highlight of the game was probably the first half hour or so. While I built a 249 featherweight with an F2, and Corey did one of the we're gonna call it special box mags.
It's special.
Special.
This thing was really special. We hadn't really done more than shoot it in the shop, but it fed in the shop with my 249 at about 30 rounds a second, and we decided that I was going to take it out and beta test it at the game, and I put a 7.4 lipo in this thing.
Yeah, help.
But this box mag holds about 7,000 rounds. I had 6,000 3.2s in mine. Thing weighed a ton, but it would just go and go and go and go and go because of the way this thing is designed with the high voltage, and it wirelessly feeds when you pull the trigger. It's
With your HPA,
with the HPA off the FCU. It was phenomenal. And honestly, the first half hour of the game, I went through about 3,000 BBs, and I said, this is going to be an expensive day.
Yeah. When you're not taking that time and reloading that all the time, you're getting, it's like what we say, it's a third, right? Like, so it's holding 2/3 more than it did before.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of rounds. 7,000 is a lot of rounds.
Yeah. My only concern with it was that it did wobble back and forth a little bit, but
With the weight.
with that much weight in it. But I mean, needing to put that much weight in it, it did it. I mean, it stayed on there and it fed like a champ. I had a bogey or hop up in it that kind of wiggled around a little and kind of forced me to change that to my M4. But until that happened, running up, because I've never run LMG before. I've never been allowed to just hold down the trigger, and it was fun. I mean, we got into the
move a lot too.
what's that?
It helps your team move a lot.
It really did.
Keeps
That's
them down.
Giving good support is all, like going to an op that's any kind of squad based game, which I don't know if there is many companies that do the squad based thing, but like if you're allowed to have that one support or two support weapons for your squad, you should try to have at least one because it helps your team so much when you can lay down cover fire for them.
Oh yeah, I mean it was phenomenal. I wish the gun had run all day, but this mag was not the reason it didn't, and I was tickled pink with it.
Speaking of that poor Jinja Ninja, with his, he has the worst luck. I love you, Jinja, if you watch this. He has the worst luck at events with his guns and stuff like that. I know he's having so many problems, and we found his tag launcher just laying on the field.
Oh.
It's like, thank God staff found that tag launcher, because it probably would have went home, unfortunately, with somebody else.
Oof.
You know, but love you, Jinja, if you're watching. I hope your guns work soon. Corey's working on your Vector. I promise it'll be done soon. We got some parts getting ordered in for it. But Corey, what'd you say, like, if people do want us to do that, what'd you say prices for one of them, like a brand new one, to get that all done?
Yeah, full mag, like the entire works. That piece sitting right there, Bluetooth from a Polestar FCU is 180.
$180.
Mhm.
Okay.
And you can also send yours in and you'll modify
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can. I mean, and we've done some stuff too with like Crytek LMG mags. Like
I haven't done one yet, but I am actually cutting one open to.
I know we said about the G&G CM16s be a good one because that only fits. I mean, it only fits like 2,000 rounds of G&G. So if we can even increase it by 1,000 rounds, I mean that's
phenomenal.
that's big. So
Mhm.
so yeah, cool, man. Well, I'm glad you got to try that out for Corey. I honestly didn't even know that was going on until.
Oh yeah, we made the decision like what was that
Wednesday
night
before.
before the game.
Cool.
Yeah. I think if I was gonna do it again, I would go with the higher feed rate of the gun. I'd switch to an 11-1.
Yeah.
And then I would also add like an on-off switch, maybe just so if someone has to take it out and use a mag, every time they pull the trigger, the same as trying to feed in their backpack.
Gotcha.
But other than that, I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, hit us up. You want one?
yeah,
We'll build it.
worth every
When I say we, I
penny.
mean he.
The royal we.
The wizard.
That's the control. That plugs in the Polestar FCU.
Little tiny thing.
Yeah, that's what runs
It's
it.
not focusing. That's okay. But it's in there. I swear.
Yeah.
All right, so Tyler, I know you had some stuff you want to talk about the game that you enjoyed and stuff. What?
Yeah, I do want to say, I originally wasn't going to go because everyone was saying you need night vision, you're not going to see anything, it's not going to be fun. And I mean, I went, obviously, and it was, you don't need it. So if you're a young kid or your parents don't want to buy you one, or I don't want to buy one right now, and you don't need night vision. I had tons of fun. We were going towards the castle, me and Coulter, aka Lap Lobster. We were going towards the, terrible name.
I just laughed that I just saw it on his gun bag back there.
Yeah.
It says it on his gun bag.
If you don't know what Lap Lobster is, ask your mom.
You should hang
Anyway,
out with the guy on my team that goes by Meaty Shrimp.
should be a team of terrible names.
Looks like we're getting age restricted on this one.
But
I
yeah, we
never
were.
put them up for, like, it's always not for kids when I put them on.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because I mean, we want to try to be ourselves, right? I mean, that's the
Yeah.
goal of this, so.
So we were headed towards the castle, and every time we get near it, these guys had night vision. None of us did. They just shine lights on us and spray BBs all over, and we had to back up again. We were sitting there trying to think of how to get to the freaking castle, and their buddies, the Federation guys, started shining their own lights into the night vision, and I was like, "This is our moment!" And we sprinted towards, and then we just stopped, waited again, and we sprinted towards. They just kept flashing their own guys. We're like, "What idiots!" So
We're used the guys. We're used like where the little safe zone is there on the north field. Right when you come out, there's like a boat thing there, and that heads right towards like the front door of the castle. Was that you guys was that the location you sprinted from?
yeah, I think
I
so.
saw you guys do
Pretty
that.
dope.
Yeah, I think I was standing there.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm like, here they go. They're all charging, you know.
The funny part is we saw you guys do that, and we ducked around the other side and went in and up.
So maybe you were their distraction.
That's exactly what we thought.
Well, we got almost to the castle, and then we stopped, and Coulter's like, "There is a machine gun on me, dude. I can't move." And I was like, "I'm just gonna book it." I ran across, and I made it perfectly fine. And so I started waving on him, and I was like, "Come on, don't be a bitch. Let's go, let's go." He's 1.5 seconds from the castle door, and all you just see is tracer rounds all over him. He falls into like a mud puddle full of water. And I was like, but he didn't get hit. I was like, oh my god. So we run up, and they're searching for us, looking around. If they would have just shined their lights down, they would have seen us just like, Coulter's like, oh fuck. Might have been some brown. Ooh, can we say that? Anyway,
Yeah.
so we walk into the door, and they're still looking for us, and we walk up to the second story, and I did come around the corner, and because I was crouched so heavily, I did shoot the guy in the dick, and he did scream pretty loud, but he was cool about it. He said no, so came around the corner. They knew we were here from that guy screaming medic nonstop, and Coulter just starts rolling grenades. And you just hear boom, hit, boom, hit, and I was like, oh my god. They finally throw a grenade right on top of his head, and he's dead, and they're like, all right, we got everybody. And I'm sitting waiting around this corner, and this dude, I must have something for dick shots. I wasn't thinking about it. So anyway, this dude comes around the corner and shines a light in my eye, and I just pull the trigger, and we know what happens. And his buddy came around the corner, and I couldn't see anything, and he shot me. But yeah, the night's fun. You don't need night vision. You'll have a great time. But I will say, in the last 2 minutes of the game, I was walking through, and it looked perfectly good path. I even had a light on it, and I fell through an ice hole up to my knees. It was just, Coulter had to like drag me out, so I was like, it's quicksand, man. So, oh yeah.
You're speaking about like the icing, like so when we look at the weather for the game, if it said 51 degrees for Saturday, for Friday, it was like 48 on Saturday. Well, that is bullshit.
There's no way it was that warm.
No.
Because, well, it was with a wind chill of like 8 degrees on Friday and 5 degrees on Saturday. I remember, we're driving up after we had the van debacle, but we're driving up the skirmish, and I was like, oh, that's pretty nice out. And all of a sudden we take the exit for Jim Thorpe. There's snow on the ground everywhere.
Yep.
It's like, what a change. But tell you what, I was very shocked to see the amount of people that moved up to the last 4 hours of the game up to
There
the
was
top,
no parking.
the top fields. I was, as cold as it was, I was extremely shocked to see that many people on the field. You know, the year before we had that bad rainstorm, and we lost a lot of people. I think we roughly thought there might have been like 60, 70 on the field the last couple hours. But this year, I mean, people were tough. Tyler Zoll, if you're watching, brother, thank you for making your first full Otherworld game. I was very shocked to see him on the field. Tyler Zoll. He's gonna be mad at me for saying it again, so I'm giving shit about it. But yeah. So
I'm not gonna flash his name in big letters on the screen or anything.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Anything else with that?
Just one quick funny moment is right when the game started, recon went out, 20 minutes later we go. Everyone goes in a full sprint and then, I don't know, 50, 60 feet, everyone just stopped running. It made me laugh. I was like, oh, and my buddy who's been to a ton, he just was not running at all. And he just said, yeah, I've been to a bunch. I know nobody runs the whole way.
Oh yeah, I mean, not only that, like, no one's warmed up or anything like that. Like, you go and you sprint full speed. It's like cramp, ouch, you know.
My squad leader was running around the entire game in a t-shirt. I give him that. I don't know how he did it.
Yeah, no, not for me. Not for me. I the heated gloves. I'm telling you, I brought it up again. That was one of the greatest presents I ever got for those heated gloves. I remember I was on the stage. I was Friday night doing the rules, and I couldn't hold my hands were that cold. I couldn't hold the rules, and then I had to have Cody help me at the stage on Saturday. So I was that cold. I could not like flip the pages. Like my hands could not grab the pages to flip them to do the rules. So, but anyway, Corey, favorite moment of the game?
Oh, there was a point in the woods. I held pretty much a whole squad. Me and my spotter, we kept them. Every time they moved, they stood out because they were wearing all black. But me and her, we held the whole squad ended up wiping them all too eventually. But they moved around a lot, and we just kept them from getting where they needed to go. That was fun.
Those are, I mean, Frankie mentioned a similar moment. I mean, that's as a sniper team, you know, your one huge benefit obviously is your gun theoretically should shoot further than air guns.
Yeah.
And also the benefit is since you are such a small force, it's very hard to find you to know exactly where you're shooting from. You know, it's different when you have a whole 12-man assault squad. There are 2 LMGs. Like you have a good idea of where those shots are coming from.
At least know where the LMG guy is.
Yeah, you know, but we've seen some awesome over the years, some awesome combat watching sniper and spotter teams, especially people that put some time into it to like try to blend in and stuff like that. And
well, that battle that Corey and my team had, it was Corey and his spotters.
Yeah.
Spotter and a half.
Yeah, spotter and a half.
Spotter and a half. And they had my entire team plus like 3 other guys behind that barrier.
Pinned down.
We were all pinned down by him, and it literally took.
It was 280 feet with the rangefinder.
Yeah.
Is about where you were at.
Well, I was poking my head just barely over. I'm fully expecting
Never seen that.
Fully expecting to catch one in the eye at some point from you. Just and yeah, but if I hadn't been able to poke over and tell him when to pop out and shoot at you,
Oh yeah.
never would have happened. And finally, I'm like, dude, adjust your hop up. And he goes, okay. Flips it up a little bit, and that's when we finally got you. But you had 15 guys hiding behind that thing.
Yeah.
For 15 minutes.
But once again, since he's so far away though, how do you know it's just you didn't know? I mean, there could have been 6 other people with him you didn't know.
And those BBs were smacking when they would hit up by us.
Well, I hope he's my tech, so I'm hoping he's building guns of that quality.
They were smacking.
Then again, normally he is a curse though. Like your guns are like mine. Like I own the store, my guns never work. You build these awesome guns, your guns never work. So
yeah, I broke an airline after holding that squad. That's why I didn't get the last guy. Was because the airline broke.
Yeah.
But
that's the truth though. Like when Corey would tell me stuff, I laugh because that's me to a T. I mean, every event I go to, my guns don't work. Corey built, I don't know if you see it, built that T6 for me with that Kytherian the other week.
Do you want me to grab it?
I just pointed out. But Corey built this gun for me. It shoots great right now. Shoots really good right now. Going to an event this weekend. We'll see if it shoots more than like 10 minutes into the event.
Well, we've been pulling the trigger every day for like 30 times for the last 2 weeks. That it's
true.
pretty much
That's true.
the kite theory.
Had to do it.
All right.
Had to do it.
But anyway, some things that I observed.
Is it good?
It's happened.
I'll pass.
There you go. We got it.
Yeah. So some things I observed that were pretty awesome. I mean, obviously we talked about the helicopter, like seeing some of those battles were pretty awesome. But one of the highlights of the game for me, and I was so glad I was at a position to witness it, is, you know, the Patriots were handing it pretty hard to the Federation from the start of the game. You know, it was pretty lopsided, which, by the way, the numbers were only 8 people difference. So that is really good. Like, my goal is 20 people, so 8 is really good. We always try balance. But the Federation finally gathered their forces, and they made one hell of a push. All the way from their base, they retook over cargo, pushed the whole front map, every location, and took control of everything. And like that, watching that was so awesome, how their whole team worked together to, like, the squads were like, you know, piggybacking each other and covering for each. I mean, it was awesome
I
battle.
actually watched that from the sidelines with a cheeseburger.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
I watched
It was a hell of a thing.
It was like, I've never, in all my years of hosting the game, I've never seen a team like organize. Like, I give their command props for that. To organize that push was awesome. I mean, you're talking at least probably 150 person push. I mean, that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
I saw that push sitting in like one of the pillboxes they use for ion. Like, there's like white pillboxes that have a ladder.
Yeah.
And like you go up into the second story of it. I was just seeing that the entire time. I'm like, up, miss, up, it's windy, up, it's windy, up, it's windy, up, it's windy.
Yeah.
So I got one guy and BB was going like this, but
that was a pretty cool highlight. And then I know we sort of talked about a little bit like the control props that Corey has built for Otherworld that we did some testing, like actually getting to witness a team or a person go up there and take control with that prop, and like seeing how much they thought that was cool and enjoyed that was actually a highlight for me too, because like we're always trying to like make the games better. I'm not trying to give myself credit, but I think I've always tried to fix things that were broken, like as well as far as rules, and we try to like make cool things and things to do. So, you know, I'm super looking forward to the future, especially for Draco, using them control point props. Plus, it's gonna make it super easy for us to keep score that way. So, so let's we'll just, if anyone else has any other things they want to talk about Apocalypse, if we had any concerns, or just some other moments or things we liked how it went or didn't like. I mean, we'll open that discussion.
it was too cold.
Yeah, Paul, why didn't you make it warmer?
Yeah, come on.
You know what's crazy is like,
Set up 7 boom cannons. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, I forgot that if people didn't, I wonder how people felt about the propane cannons. I mean, we had one for years, and we ended up getting lucky. Someone on Marketplace had a bunch for sale and sent Corey over to pick them up, and they all worked.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought, like, listening to the field, I thought it was a cool effect hearing them go, you know, boom, 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 boom.
And then you have the helo overhead.
Yeah, like, I thought that was a
yeah.
pretty cool effect. I like the propane cannons a lot. Like, other event producers have used them in the past. I know Black Sheep used to have 1 or 2 at their events, and
Those things are worthwhile.
like, they're cool. I mean,
Yeah, those dirty your drawers if you're close enough.
yeah.
it
Well,
got me good.
The circle, we call it circle field, the circle cargo field. If you were at the closest container near that cannon, that was so loud in that container.
Yes.
It's like unbelievably loud. Excuse me. But yeah, that I like them. I thought that was a good thing that we did this year where we had them on the bottom field. Worked out well. One thing I do want to bring up, I know I had a little bit of a discussion with a guy who was, trying my best to keep my cool with him. He was complaining when we moved up to the top fields that it was too dangerous. And he thinks we should have been playing the daytime game on the top field and the nighttime game at the bottom field. And I told the guy, as nice as I could be, is like, you want to run a game here, do it, send me an invite, I'll come play. To show me what I'm doing wrong, Might have been kind of rude of me, and I apologize to that guy if he's watching this, but Skirmish is one of if not the biggest paintball field as far as size and numbers in the world. They are not giving me that upper field, period. This was a slow day for them, and they had 400 paintballers that day, and that is a slow day for them. So, no matter what, the amount of money the paintball companies make on paintball and stuff like that, we are probably never getting that top field during the day. I wish we could go back. I know everyone's like, we need to go back to 2020 format. Well, yeah, back then, that was pre-COVID still. That was actually the weekend COVID happened. And Skirmish didn't do a lot in March. But since COVID, Skirmish has been busy all year long. So these outdoor activities are booming even in March. And for those of you complaining about I should move March to April, we do it in March. First off, you don't know what March you're getting. The 1 year March was 70 degrees. Last year
was great.
Last year was
except for the rainstorm.
Other than the rain, but it was only like an hour, like the rainstorm, an hour and a half. But you don't know what March you're getting. This one wouldn't have, if it wouldn't have been for the wind, this would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Weather. The reason we do March is one, no one else is doing games in March. People are dying to get out and play. We like Apocalypse to be their first. Let's get out and play.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's the start of the season for my team.
I don't want to move to April. I want to stay in March. So we'll continue to do that. And for the guy that's mad about us playing on the north field at nighttime, most people like playing on that field at nighttime. People
honestly taking the castle on. Most of my team has night vision. Sorry, Tyler. But
We're on my team. It didn't matter.
taking the castle, going through the city, Tittman City, doing all that as a squad under night vision, flipping it up when we need to, flipping it back down. It's it's the highlight of the day for us usually. We absolutely love it, and this year in particular with the guys with the Federation did a phenomenal job of really giving us a hard time with the nods because we were flipping them up and down because they had a great pattern of they'd shine spotlights everywhere to make everybody flip their nods up, and then they'd turn them all off, and then their guys would be looking for us with their nods, and it made it very difficult and very challenging to get into the castle. And first, you guys are probably the only reason we actually got in.
Cool.
You drew their attention,
Yeah.
But it's the castle at night. It's I grew up playing paintball at Skirmish, and that's not something I ever would have dreamed that would be possible to do, playing the castle at night, because they never would do that with paintball,
especially with night vision.
Especially with night vision.
Frags, and that's one thing that was cool at nighttime. All the people with night vision, but also all the frags.
Yeah.
I mean, that castle probably seen 300 frags that last 2 hours of the game. So,
Well, I did the math, or I forget the math. How many cases did you bring to the game of EG67s?
I think we took like 15 cases.
Well, I know I did the math. It was at least one for every minute of the game.
Yeah. If we sold all 15
If you
cases.
sold all 15 cases. But I mean, that there were enough grenades to really make someone's
There were
day.
a lot of people buying grenades too. A lot.
I mean, they're fun. I mean, grenades for me I could just throw grenades. I wouldn't even be upset if I'm not shooting my gun.
Yeah.
Just throw grenade after grenade after grenade.
Real like I said this weekend, you can zip tie on my back and just run along behind me. Just pull and throw.
I'll do it too.
Yeah.
Well, Shane Menser's coming with.
Ooh.
I don't know if you know this, but Shane has killed more people with their own grenades than probably anyone in existence. Shane will pick that grenade up no matter what and throw it back at you. Ooh. No matter what. I watched Shane wipe out 3 full squads at a Black Sheep game in Grayling the one year when they had the old strike pea grenades. Threw it up at us on the 3rd floor. Shane goes over, picks it up, drops it right back down the staircase, killed everybody. Everybody on the staircase. Guy came up, started flipping out. You can't do that. You can't do that. He's like, why not? That was my grenade. He's like, yeah, and then it became my grenade.
It's not yours as soon as it leaves your hand.
Yeah, so, but yeah.
I've had people with the Bang 22s indoors throw it in a room, they kick it right back out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's. I won't do it, but Shane does it.
I had one go off on my back fat once. I'm not.
Back's fat.
Oh, that's the worst place to get shot to. Oh. But seriously, I'm not picking a grenade up.
Yeah,
I'll just be like, fuck, here I go.
just die. You're dead.
I'll just die.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, Greg's wearing that shirt because like the first 4 times he ever played D&D, I don't think he rolled higher than a 4 on a 20-sided die. So
And then none of us rolled higher than a 10 because he was there. And then the one time he's
missed.
not there.
You did 3 natural 20s.
Yeah,
yeah.
Or was it 5?
3.
It was 3.
But one was confirmed.
Do we have any concerns about Apocalypse? Like things that we think would be a good change?
Well, you got any?
Yeah.
Just along for the ride?
He's thinking.
I am.
I had fun.
We know.
Honestly, I mean, I know I said this about other events too, but I had very little problems with complaining. I didn't have that at this game. I'm not saying it didn't exist, but I didn't have to. Normally you have players come over, this guy's cheating and this guy's cheating, this guy's. I didn't really deal with that.
No,
Yeah,
one dude wanted to catch a bunch in the face for some reason. He wouldn't call it. But other than that, everybody else, no problems.
Yeah, it's a pretty honest game, I think.
I mean, for the most part, I did not observe but more than 1 or 2 incidents through the entire day, and they were handled relatively well and quickly, and then everyone got back to playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fight.
So,
Good.
I mean, I thought it was great.
I mean, I like to hear that no one has any negative. I mean,
I feel
I'll
like
take it.
Federation took the longest lunch break in the world. There's
Oh, yeah.
nobody out in the field for the longest time.
Unfortunately, you can tell, you try to tell, hey guys, let your command know when you're leaving the field to take a break or whatever, so not everyone's out at one time. But no matter how hard command tries to organize that, people just leave and they go out there and eat. I mean, there was a time when you said that, the parking lot, the Federation was covered in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were everywhere, and I know, obviously it sucks being on a losing team ever. I mean, I'll admit I'm a piss poor sport, especially when it comes to video games and stuff. It's so stupid. I get so angry at that kind of stuff. But this year the Patriots did a hell of a job. Their command, Steve, Yeti, and Ron, Mechanic and Yeti.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeti's been commanding games for mine since the beginning. Stand-up guy. This time he tried a basic game plan, and it worked. And and this is. I know players might not always see it this way, but for me, if a team was going to slaughter another team this year, I'm glad it was the Patriots, because the year before the Federation did the same thing.
Oh yeah, we got wiped hard last year.
So at least this shows that that it can happen. It ain't the same team every year, and yeah, and it helped. We had some awesome teams that were willing to switch for me and help balance numbers, like the Moon Goons and the Cutthroat, and No Ducks, and that was all. And I know some people were didn't like that, but it's once again, my goal is much balance as possible in this game. I don't care who likes it. I've been to events, Black Sheep events in particular, where we go on the field, there'd be 30 Alpha, which were green team, to 150 Bravo, which were tan team, and they play the game like that. And it's you knew there was no chance of winning. It was not fun. They call their games 24-hour ops. No one played 24 hours. And, you know, I will do whatever I can always for balance. Like, because I just hated that so bad when I'd go to other companies and to be so unbalanced. I hated that. That was no fun for me. So, you know, but cool. I mean,
just one positive thing to talk about that probably not a lot of people notice, the boundary. That you push the boundary back in the woods to where it went near the river or near the stream, and then a little bit back on the like the open field side.
yeah.
Yeah, like I really like that because then I wasn't like the teams weren't restricted into like an L, like a strict L. So
Yeah, we had one problem. Well, I shouldn't say not with the boundaries. The boundaries were great. That skirmish allowed me to push them because last year I had to stop at the stream.
yeah,
They allowed me to push back behind the stream, but like that field is off limits. That field is actually not skirmish's property.
Mhm.
So like we said that in the rules, like that's out of bounds. But we had two different problems we had to take care of where squads were sneaking through that field, and that field was starting to think people don't come to the rules. But anyway,
yeah.
the field was definitely out of bounds. But we have a couple of those problems. Did anyone notice any problems with like spawn camping problems? I didn't. I heard of one where when the Federation made that huge push and got to that the circle container field, that they were kind of got up to the woods close. Like that was the only problem, and it's like obviously we took care of it. We just told them not to go any further. But like I didn't really deal with any spawn camping problems.
There, you know, when you push up into either one of those container fields, you're pretty close. No matter how you slice it, you're pretty close to the other team's CP. So it becomes a little disheartening trying to get out of there if you're a small squad. But I think both teams, I saw instances because I was pushed up on one side and then I had to push in on the other. But you know, when they amassed a force, you know, Federation and Patriots, both sides did a pretty good job of just kind of
Kicking them out pretty fast.
pounding on them. I mean,
Well, the no reloading on the field
helped a lot.
definitely helped with that, and that was one thing I actually want to bring it up. I'm glad it came up now. You know, it took a lot of slack when I put that in the rules. I had so many, I'd say 5 or 6 squads, someone from the squad contact me and complain about that rule, and they didn't like it. And I'm like, same thing. I'm like, look, I'm telling you, this is going to help balance. This is going to make it better. No one team's going to be able to hold this building forever.
I think it's gonna be huge.
Because
Nice guy.
Going to run out of ammo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And at least 3 different dudes contacted me. Bubba Newman was one, and told me that he thought that rule was awesome. That it changed the game. That you had to think a little bit instead of just blowing through ammo and stuff like that. You had to utilize your ammo and stuff. And I didn't hear anyone complain about it at the game. So
You know, it's funny. I typically don't reload on the field anyway because I don't feel like carrying my Odin and a bottle of BBs around with me.
I mean,
I'm lazy though.
we had years though, like especially at EMR, where like you'd have a team, they take over the castle, they put their backpacks down, their backpacks are filled to the top with bags of BBs because they're getting in the castle and they're not leaving, you know.
Yeah.
And
I was roughing Night Sky last year, and the feds actually brought like the 5-gallon like water cooler bottles of water or something like that, and just threw it in the center tower.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like people would take the castle and like we're not leaving it. Like the Wolfpack guys, they're guys that I think they're the West Virginia ones. Those guys, they get in that castle, they ain't giving it up. So I'm curious to see how it's going to be this year with a non-reloading on the field at Night Sky. But anyway, I thought, like I said, I think that's something I thought about doing for years and years and years. And I'm like, I keep trying to make these areas more playable. I want the game to go back and forth as much as possible. And it's like, I think that helped a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I do have one small negative that I want to point out. It's Milsims in general, not necessarily Apocalypse, but I personally feel that the dead men don't talk rule really needs to be enforced a little bit more all around everywhere. I've had several instances where my squad or witnessing a squad come around the corner and they're sneaking up on a facility or something, and there's a dead opposing player out there, and they go, "Don't shoot me, I'm dead," really loud. Now all of a sudden their team inside the building knows there's somebody
Someone
out
coming
there,
up,
somebody
yeah.
sneaking up.
I mean,
And
I know,
I view that as cheating.
yeah, and I know we try. Like if we see that, that is something I would give a cheater point to the other team for.
Mhm.
But believe me, we tell people to shut up a lot. Like we do. Like shut up, you're dead. You can't talk. Shut up.
What does that mean?
You
I'm
know.
gonna do that one.
But I do understand
Yeah.
what you're saying. I mean,
Yeah.
it does
I just-
suck.
I want to call that out. That's all.
No, yeah, no, I appreciate that too.
Mhm.
Next thing on my list is what to expect from the future of Otherworld and Jackal. As far as Otherworld, we are looking for some cool facilities now to do some other events at. Draco was our first step to like leave our typical region of players to go somewhere else. We're gonna look at some other options here. Let's hopefully announce some cool stuff here soon, depending on what happens. As far as Jackal, I mean, I feel like we're continually growing. Players are asking for things we don't have. We get accounts and we get it. Like, I know we said earlier about the Warhead motors. I mean, since Corey's been here a lot more, we've been able to, talk some people into when they want upgrades to really upgrade. And I mean, when we go through that 1 week, like 5 or 6 Warhead motors, just that 1 week.
Yep.
And that was in store. It's not online. That's just in the store. So we got those direct accounts. And we want to get to more events to vend. We want to do more custom high kappa bills, do more
Want
custom.
to show the high caps?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're not on camera.
I can't reach.
Sure, right behind you.
Stretch.
There you go. Oh, you got it. You got it.
It's like this one here. Can you see it? Do some custom
There you go.
builds. Obviously, high kappa builds, TM stuff
Mm-hmm.
is expensive. These stupid little parts are super expensive. But we build them for you guys if you want them. Pretty much any kind of color scheme and stuff you want, we'll do it. We name all of our guns off of Marvel superheroes. Like for instance, this gun is the Thanos, purple. The one behind me, I forget what Tom named that one. The red one.
I don't remember that.
The red one here. This one he called. This one is the Omega Red. So
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, we're gonna go through Marvel characters, and then next we'll do Star Wars. But
We have Spider Gwen also.
Spider Gwen, yeah, it's over there somewhere.
I'm not getting that right now.
But yeah, so Jackal, like I said, we're gonna keep. We did remodel the store completely. Thought it would give us more room. I feel like we're out of room already. So we have Corey putting racks and stuff up every day, trying to get boxes off the ground and stuff like that. But also, people that know, we've been trying really hard the last year to get an indoor facility going. Dealing with the cities and stuff always isn't easy. We've had some cool places fall through. We've had some other places that we looked at that were awesome, didn't have enough parking. There is a place that we'll be looking at in the next couple of weeks that has the parking. Check it out. So that's a possibility. Fingers crossed that that'll work out. We are also looking at right now getting some Jackal Customs products made as well. We're looking to do our own flash hiders, suppressors, all going to be anodized. So for the speed softeners that want like a purple or red or something suppressor to go with their red and black build or whatever, we'll be able to hopefully offer that in the near future. So I'd say please just follow our socials. We also do a ton of giveaways. I mean, last Christmas we were giving away something like last 4 or 5 days before Christmas. We do a ton of giveaways, and we don't mind doing it to give a little back. Just follow us on the social medias, and we'll make that happen. So, other than that, let's go into some closing statements. If anyone has anything they want to add, either about Jackal or Apocalypse or the future, what's coming up next.
I can say Apocalypse was the first time running night vision during an airsoft game, so that was kind of fun. Till I got shot and then tried to get back to the PATS FOB, and I couldn't see anything because I was running Gen 1s.
So you realize you need an upgrade already?
Oh, well, I mean, me and Greg, we were hanging out. I said, hey, let me look through your Gen 3 PVS 14s. And I looked through and I'm like, yep, I need Gen 3s.
I ruined him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know we obviously keep talking about night vision, and it keeps getting Tyler mad, but.
Yeah, the other one without any.
You didn't need them.
Yeah. But, like, when I had my first night vision, which were their PVS 14s, they're supposed to be like Gen 2 plus, but they were like civilian, you know. I bought them for someone who needed money. I remember wearing them around the house, like, oh, this is so awesome, you know. And I'm like, you know, you could pick up, like, I always said, pick up like the soap container in the bathroom, and it's like you could see there was words, but you couldn't read it. And then when I got the like military issued ones, and I put them on, I'm like, oh my god, I can read every word on this container now. I put it on, and I'd go up to the dogs while they were sleeping and like put straws up their noses and stuff like that while they were sleeping and stuff. So like, you know.
Yeah, one of the first things I did with mine was brush my teeth in the dark.
Yeah. I messed around. I did some crazy, but I remember one time I snuck in my neighbor's yard at night because I thought he was messing with my fence, which he was. It was true. He was screwing shit into my vinyl fence. So I was like, well, how am I going to get in his yard?
Yeah, memory card's full on that one.
I'm like, how am I going to get in his yard during the day when no one's going to see me? So I went in when I night vision on and saw the screws in my fence.
I must be shooting in 2K on that one.
So, with this camera.
Yeah, that camera just.
Yeah.
Memory card just filled up.
Anyone else for anything closing?
I want to give a shout out to my mom for birthing me, so I was able to do this event. Because
Yes.
Let's hear it for Tyler's mom. Yeah. Now you have to get her to watch this, the whole thing, just for that part of it.
she'll love it.
She'll love it.
Yeah,
She'll love
watch
it
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to all of our moms, I guess. I mean,
For birthing such legends.
yeah, really. I mean, tell you what, they're like.
I mean, Corey's mom gave birth to a wizard, so.
That's true. Like, think about it, like, so I've been involved in airsoft for a long time. I say since the beginning. I know everyone's beginning of airsoft is different when airsoft started. Like when I first started playing airsoft, no one was doing it. Ambush walk-on days were like 15 to 20 players. We were the only people. You search airsoft on YouTube, our videos came up. There's hardly any other videos and stuff like that. But I mean, like, you know, we talk about, it made me think when, you know, Tyler wanted to say something to his mom and stuff, like all these young people that I played with, where their moms would bring them and hang out the whole day, little kids that now grew up, now they still play and they have wives and they have kids of their own, and it's like, it's pretty awesome, like, to think about it like that. Like,
Yeah.
Sean, who he's one of the guys on my team. Actually, he does stuff with the military. He's going to Penn State, and they just bought a ton of guns. I mean, they're in the background. There's 130 guns they're buying from us for like a war games training type thing.
Nice.
So it was the ROTC.
Yeah.
So like Sean used to get dropped off. We called him a short round. He'd get dropped. His mom would drop him off at ambush. Just drop him there. He had no friends there, no nothing. And we're like, oh, you know, come on, buddy, come hang out with us. And he's like, little kid. Now he's like freaking humongous. He's in college. This dude backpacked in different countries and stuff. Like, it's just crazy. Like, to me, like the thanking the moms thing, I mean, parents are the reason why this is the way it is. I mean, because like, you have to be a pretty cool parent to like, when your kid says, I want to go out and shoot people with BBs, with real looking guns. I want to play Call of Duty for real. And you know.
I can actually opposite that. The whole reason I got into airsoft was because of my kid.
And now he hardly goes, and so is you playing.
I mean, he still is interested in plays and likes his guns, and I catch him running around the house with him. But I mean, you know, teenagers want to hang out with their friends and play video games, so I get it.
That's all right. I thought your girlfriend was your daughter on all your videos.
You did.
Yeah. She should. No, she should.
Well, she's 5'2".
She took that in a good. I mean, she took that in a really good way though, because I mean, I thought she, I guess, a lot younger than she was. So, but you know.
Going off what you said about short round, not having any friends, and you know, just start talking to them. Like, I run this custom rogue mask. If you're at an ambush, come say hi to me. Come say hi to any of us guys. Yeah. Pretty much, I'll go and we'll help you out. I want to see your guns and I want to hear your stories, and yeah.
Well, yeah, because like, you know, and I we say it a lot. Like, don't be scared to come out, even if you're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There are hundreds and hundreds of players that just ambush alone that are looking for more people to join their team or their group or their people. Like, there is a different group. There's so many different kinds of people there, but there is a different group for everybody. Like, of people. Like, you can eat. I mean, all my friends I met through Airsoft. The people I hang out with most of my life are all people I met through Airsoft. And as crazy as that sounds, it's like, man, I love all you guys. Like, we do stuff other than just Airsoft. Like, we were just at a disco on Saturday night. A disco.
I never saw
You wanna, go ahead, Tyler. Say it. Say it.
7 foot tall disco Paul.
7 foot tall. I did not dance or anything like that, but
I would pay to see that.
you know, like we played Dungeons and Dragons together. Like, you know, it's
Hero's Quest. Yeah.
Hero Quest. Like, you know, it's. I wouldn't have that without Airsoft.
Yeah.
So and I thank Airsoft all the time for that. I have the best friends I ever had in my life I met through this game. So.
You were saying the other day, if the apocalypse really happens, you want
I
airsoft
would.
guys on your team.
I would. I want to join up because we could survive it.
take some pain.
Yeah, I think we could do it.
Have half the equipment that we need.
You have.
No, have half
Yeah.
of the equipment.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I want to thank everyone for watching. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. We want to get this thing rolling a lot more often. We'll do some more videos and stuff like that. Obviously, we're all busy people. We try our best. Look forward to another Aftermath video 3 after Downfall in May. So a little over a month from now, we'll try to get that going. But thank you all for watching. I love you all, and call your hits. There we go.
Yeah, that's it.